Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Healing with Hila. This is your space for aligning, expanding, and reconnecting with who you truly are. I'm your host, Hila Ferguson. I'm a transpersonal hypnotherapist, life coach, and energy worker. Thank you so much for inviting me into your life. I am so excited about today's episode. It came through very intuitively. It was funny because I had some time to record and work on some stuff on Friday, and I wanted to do something, and Spirit was just blocking me. And they kept telling me, nope, there's other things on your to-do list. Go clean your closet, go work on your book, go do other things. Do not record this episode. There is something in the making. We are going to bring something to you, and you're going to really be upset at yourself later because you're going to spend all this time recording and something else is going to come through. That's going to be so much better, and you're going to love it so much more. And so I listened. I learned to listen. I really, really tried to create smart and not work hard. And so I did. I did all those other things that I needed to do, which was really, really nice. And then on Saturday, I ended up calling my friend. And when we were chatting, I did not know, but she was actually visiting with her mom, who is also my friend. And she was in the background listening to stuff. And then we started to talk, and I heard the bells. They were like, there you go. Get her on the schedule today or tomorrow. Record your session. There's something there for everyone, for their highest good. And so just make it happen. And of course, I feel like we were able to very easily put on a schedule for Sunday, and we were going to meet up and do this over the phone. And so I log in and I send her all the information ahead of time, and we try to get this going. And you guys, we had so many problems. We can get through. She lost power. Then nothing connected. We tried to use the regular program I use. It didn't work. We tried to switch to Zoom. It wouldn't connect. It took over 30 minutes to get through this. And I know everything happens for a reason. And so I was tuning in and kind of feeling into my own stuff and really did not feel like it was coming from me. And heard Spirit just saying, it's okay. Just use this time to tune in, to meditate, work on your own stuff, catch up on some things while you just allow her to sort through all of this. You're going to understand it later. And so I did, and just kept holding that space for this to happen. And it was funny because I finally called her on the phone, and I grabbed my external recorder and I just sat on the table and figured, you know what? I have backup. Worst case, we're talking on speaker while I'm recording. Everything is good. And so we did start talking, and I did start the recorder. I did not start it early enough. So you are jumping straight into the conversation, but you will understand more of it. She was basically talking to me about how she realized that all of this resistance in us talking is very much connected to this theme that's been running for her, where she perceives things are going to be difficult. So she'll find a lot of distractions and a lot of things to kind of prevent her from finishing them or doing them. And she knew that she was going to have to face some truths in our session, and she perceived this to be difficult. And all of these resistance just kept showing up. And so I'm glad that I was able to use some of my influence as well as her. She said, you'll hear her. She said to herself, this is what this is, and kind of allowed herself to just pull through. And then our call happened. She ended up having such a beautiful session. It's funny because you'll hear the beginning is very centered around her job and career choices. And then we move into more of the emotion. And that ended up being, I feel like, the bulk of the session. Spirit touched a little bit on the career piece, but really there were other pieces that were more important for her to connect with and heal and uncover. She was so incredibly brave in opening herself up and being so vulnerable and sharing some very intimate pieces of her life and her past with you guys. And she gave me full permission to use everything. And so I'm so grateful for that. And I really hope that you take stuff from it, that there are pieces that perhaps will inspire you and bring healing for your own stories. And of course, my recurring theme happened here as well. As soon as we opened up to guidance, my audio started freaking out, lots of interruptions, lots of stuff. I left, I think one, maybe two, but really I didn't want the focus to be on that. I wanted it to be on the session and on the content that Lisa brought forward. And so I really hope you enjoy it. Here it is.
Things, and I was like, I had this urge to go, Hila, I can't do this today. I have to figure this out. And I'm like, Lisa, this is your pattern. So I think all these complications might just be an extension of that. Here's the pattern that I'm finding myself in. So we never did catch up, with the work thing. They offered me that position and I was hoping it would come with a good raise and it didn't. So I left the company and decided to work independently, just start my own business and do design for people. So it was very exciting and it was going really great for the first few months. And then suddenly it's gotten really, very quiet. It's the construction industry in general is very quiet right now. And I've talked to other people that do this and they're all like, yes, this is unsettling. It's very quiet right now. So the resistance that I was running up against was I would get big projects to bid from customers and looking at the work that needed to be done would stress me out and I would find other things that needed to be done instead of sitting down and doing that work. I had a lot of anxiety around it. I think part of it was most recently this new customer that I have, even though I have a good relationship with them and I've known them, they're working in products that I don't know. So I had to learn new products and do really high end work, which has always intimidated me a little bit. But I know I'm capable of it. It just requires me to really push myself. And that coupled with how quiet it's been in other areas, I'm having a lot of scarcity fear. I'm having a lot of what if I made a mistake leaving a corporate job with a salary and medical and dental and 401k and all of that. And just now I'm out on my own and I'm charging people by the hour, but there's no business coming in. Even though that was causing me a great deal of stress being there with them. And then when work does come through, I go, okay, I should sit down and work on this. Oh, but first, let's have a cup of coffee and read. Okay, I should work on this. First, let's wash some dishes. Okay, I should work on this. Okay, first, let's do some laundry, finding distractions, I guess. And I'm not even sure to what end. I think it might just be that I keep feeling this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. Where did all of that end of life doula, grief coach, grief educator aspiration go? I got tangled up in the corporate job and climbing up that ladder and then got really stressed out with that. So left thinking I could do just design work on my own. It wouldn't be stressful. I'll make more money. And now all I'm doing is going, oh my God, did I make a mistake? Should I have stayed there? And I'm trying to frame it like, you're okay money wise, really and truly, you're okay money wise right now. It's not like if I don't work this month, I'm not going to eat this month. I'm okay. I'm fine until the end of September. Maybe what I should be doing when I have so much downtime, when a job comes through, sit down and do the job, stop having resistance to it, just get it turned around, get it back out, collect the money for it. And then the rest of that 40 hours a week that you used to be working that you now don't have to work, start getting back to that other stuff. Start getting back to working with what fulfills your heart. And like, what am I afraid of? What's keeping me from doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Once I sit down with one of these projects and I get into it, I find flow and and I'm good at it. And the thing I keep having to remind myself too is like, maybe it's not nourishing your soul, but it's financially allowing you to have the time to do, because I'm making hourly significantly more, but I'm working fewer hours.
Yes. And it can still nourish your soul. And that's the piece that you were just saying. When you get into the flow of things, your creative space does wake up and you are able to enjoy what you are doing. Just because we find a passion and a talent in doing one thing does not mean, right, that we can't do another. And like you said, make great money at it and have it nourish your soul. And that's, again, the vibration that I feel like Spirit is really wanting me to open up for us today. And it is that you do not need to compromise the nourishment of your soul in whatever endeavor you decide to play in. And they're saying that that's kind of like actually like the ruling, the bottom line of today is about how do we nourish your soul? How do we stay that authentic self in anything that you choose to dip your toes in?
Right. Because the other thing I've noticed is that along with all this change, I also stopped meditating every day and like spending time focusing on just being more connected to my deeper self. And I recently started meditating again in the mornings, and it's like the days that I do that, I feel so much better. And it's like just these moments that I need to remember what, like you said, nourishes me and make sure I'm doing those things.
And this is a big piece of today. Today we're opening up again to guidance. We're letting you just reconnect to your flow. Because when you're in your flow, you're able to navigate life a lot easier.
Right. It's so weird because I have this constant like low level anxiety, and I keep having to tell myself, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. The big message that I get with that comes along with it, like if I start spiraling and thinking, like I no longer have a guaranteed income, something's going to happen, I'm not going to be able to meet my expenses, I'm not going to be able to put away for retirement, I'm not going to, just all of these, it's just scarcity. It's just scarcity mindset.
It's that conscious space that just keeps reading the stats around you, that keeps flagging you. And like you said, like, what are we doing? We had all this stability. Why are we turning away from stability?
Right.
Yeah.
And like a little bit of imposter syndrome, like I'm not going to be able to do this, or there's not going to be enough business out there for people to need me.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all about reconnecting you to who you really are and to remind you of who you really are so you can be back in your power, you can be back in your flow, you can be back in your creative self.
Yes.
Anything else that you want to kind of bring into the table before we meditate with all of this?
That's mostly it. I mean, I have a little sadness. I'm up here. I have a lot more alone time than when I'm in Arizona during fair. There's a lot of people around. There's a lot of socializing opportunities.
Yes.
Then I go to I'm with them. There's a lot of social, it's very nourishing. Now I'm up here. I used to do a lot of stuff with Coral, but now she's in a relationship. Someone's moved in with her. They do a lot of stuff together. I'm just kind of on my own a lot over here. And it feels a little isolated and lonely. But also I'm like, this is your life right now. Be comfortable. Find things to do in this alone time.
And again, I think that the more we can bring you back into your alignment and feeling really good with you, the more this time will also feel nourishing. That makes complete sense, because when we kind of lose our footing and our just sense of connection to ourselves and that sense of empowerment within us, and then we strip away distractions, it's very, very difficult to be present. And it's literally, I think, the same energy that you were saying, which is I just want to distract myself from things that are difficult or resist them. And again, I think that it's going to feel a lot different the more we can bring back the pieces of who you are to play together.
Okay.
But it makes sense. I love that you brought that piece because I feel like they fit very perfectly together.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to meditate and just open up to guidance. And just like before, just allow it to come through. It can just be that inner voice speaking, or it can be an external, being coming and visiting with you. They're very excited to have time with you today and to kind of reconnect you into who you really are. And this is going to be very nourishing and very loving. And so I want you to just let yourself soften and just move into your breath and really hold the intention of nourishment. Hold the intention of just opening up and softening for all of those components of the universe to gather together today and support you and be here for you. And so again, allowing the breath to just keep guiding you. Keep opening that heart space and know that you are already very connected to that inner wise knowing, to that space within you that just tugged at us to do this today. And allow that breath to just help you. We're going to open up a space of reflection and connection, a space that feels really good to you. Allow that next breath to fully guide you there. And just sense where you are and let me know what you're experiencing.
I'm just out in nature, trees, a little bit of shade and a breeze.
So just let yourself breathe that space of nourishment, that soul opened up for you to reflect and connect. As you're taking moments in your space, open up to guidance and intuition. Open up to that inner wise knowing. And know that any beings that would like to visit with you are also free to come by into this lovely space in nature. What are you experiencing?
There's water, creek, take my shoes off, put my toes in.
Beautiful. And so again, all of those components of nature are here to nourish you. So let them. As you're just doing that, just tell me how it feels.
I feel sad.
Allow whatever needs to come through. Have space to come through. And allow sadness to speak to you, to help you understand its presence.
I feel just sadness and being alone, like loneliness and like missing the past. I'm suddenly seeing that I'm resisting the future because I want the past. I don't feel whole. Like I'm missing parts of myself.
And so as you're sitting here at the banks of the river, I want you to open up to those parts that are missing. All energies in the universe are responding to our call in this moment, including the parts of you. And so just notice what parts are coming.
I'm missing a little girl who felt safe.
Bring her in. Beautiful. Let her be right there at the creek. What else?
I'm missing being a mom to Ricky.
Allow that version of you to come through as well.
I'm missing being a supportive partner for somebody.
And so again, bring that version of a partner. You as a partner can be from future or past. It doesn't matter. Bring her into the river.
I think that's all of them.
Good. Beautiful. And so let's move to the girl. Allow her space. Let her speak. What does she want to tell you?
I want to tell her she's safe now, that she's safe with me.
What does she say to that?
She says that I have a complicated relationship with my mother right now because I was never protected when I was a child from my abuser. She knew and she didn't do anything. And I've tried talking to her about this, and her stance on it is that she has forgiven him, and so I should also forgive him. And it feels like a betrayal to me, even now, that she's choosing him over me again, still. And I don't know if the answer is to just make peace with that's the way it's going to be, or if I need to just separate myself from her. But that feels, I don't know. The little girl has a hard time with every time she texts me or something, then I have this dread of feeling obligated to respond.
And so we're gonna invite some guidance for you. Conscious Lisa kind of took over in this moment, which is perfect because you brought forth the peace that is very present for you consciously. I want you to take a breath and just step out, even from the present self right now that told me this piece. And I want you to just open up to divine guidance, because there is divine guidance for you and how to handle all of those pieces in the most perfect way. And so know that divine guidance is coming right now to just stand at your side and help you understand and navigate some of those pieces. Just letting that through now. 3, 2, 1. Letting them in. Who showed up for you? Just open up.
Just a voice.
Beautiful. Allow the voice to speak. Let him talk about Lisa and third party. What's the first thing the voice would like for you to know?
She can separate herself from that. She can watch this flow by without being carried by it. The little girl is safe because she is solely in charge of her little girl now. The part of her that still wants to be a mother and be a mother in this way. All this love that I have, that I want to give to Ricky, I can give to Lisa.
Oh, I love that. So you can be that mom to that little girl.
Yeah.
And so I want you to open up to that, inviting that in. And I want you to make an agreement with that little girl that you will remind each other that space of nourishment and love.
It's not taking away from Ricky to give this love to me.
Notice what that does to the love.
It makes it bigger.
It expands it. So just stay with us for as long as you wish. And then we will move to the next part.
Okay.
And so again, opening up to guidance, I would love for that inner wise knowing voice to help Lisa understand how to navigate this relationship with her mom from this present. What would be in the highest good? Just let that inner voice help you.
Just be kind. She is suffering also. She is scared. Separating from her will cause both of us pain. So be kind and be gentle, but be honest. Text message is usually how she reaches out, and I usually respond kindly. And I'm going to continue to do that, but I go a little deeper, maybe journaling or writing my story or my inner child, so that when the time is appropriate, and it's not right now, because I need more clarity, there needs to be another conversation. And I think not a conversation out like face to face, but maybe a letter, because it needs to be very clear. She needs to be able to refer back to it. I have to be gentle. She's having a lot of memory issues too. So I don't know how much of this adds to her own confusion with her dementia. I need to find healing, but not at the expense of losing her completely. I think the journaling, to go back and actually see all the feelings, just grasp better understanding, and making sure that when I do have interactions or whatever path forward I decide to take, it's with honesty and making sure the little girl feels loved and protected and her voice is heard so that she feels safe.
Yeah. Excellent. And again, it's a relationship now that you've invited in that you just need some time, right, to integrate and understand and process. Any other pieces coming through around this?
My sister is a good resource because we went through this together. She's done a lot of work around healing this for herself and can be supportive for me. Asking for help is okay.
And so we're going to scan now the partner piece. We're going to allow that piece to just show up. And again, inviting in our guidance to just open that piece up for you. What's coming to you?
That what I miss is being part of a mutual support system. I can do that in community. I miss caretaking, not, I don't know if that's the right word, but
Is it co-creating, kind of co-creating with someone?
oh, yeah. But that also extends to being a parent, right? And I feel like that can be found in community if I can be part of a cause that is important to my heart. And the other people that are doing that, I will find that creative partnership or
I
partnerships.
I love that. They just showed me that the word partner is partner, and it's being a part of something.
Yeah, I need to find ways to be socially active and not just live in my own little bubble. The community that I'm part of is a very supportive, close knit friend group where I can get emotional support when I need it and enjoy myself and relax and feel loved and seen and heard. However, I feel the other community that I need to be part of that I'm not part of is part of social justice action in a community. And my resistance to that is that I tell myself, well, I can't be part of something here because I'm leaving in a few months, and then I'm going to go somewhere else and I'm only going to be there for a couple months, and then I'm going to go somewhere else and I'm only going to be there for a couple months. But all these communities are connected. I can be a moving part of the same community in different places and be welcome in all of them and contribute in all of them and find nourishment and joy and hope in all of those. And it will fulfill the part of me that is missing nurturing a partner. I just have to go do it. Where I am now, there are groups that get together and do things. And I'm on those emails.
Great.
You just need to show up.
Beautiful. So it's that push. It's that push. And now that you felt the vibration, it's going to be a lot easier because now you feel the excitement. Now you feel the promise of fulfilling this beautiful piece within you that will then allow partner to come in. Because when we get the energy, the vibration in place, physical reality will continue to expand. And so opening up now this space around this career path, opening up this space around soul being nourished and nurtured by your creativity and your endeavors. They know where your heart is. Guidance know your talents. They know what you've been running and doing. So let them speak to you about that piece.
The scarcity mindset is only going to beget more scarcity mindset. I have enough. When work comes, get in the creative mode of that work. And when things are quiet, take advantage of the time to be involved socially. Those relationships that come out of that activism will likely be where you find the opportunity to do the grief work with people, make the connections for those who are searching for the resource of your talents with grief work, with end of life work. But I have to get out of the house to do it. And then when I come back and a job comes through, I can sit down and work the hours and make some money so that I can go back out, but have more time to do the social action that will bring fulfillment and nurturing to my heart and my soul. If work is slow, look at it as an opportunity to find more enrichment outside.
That's a beautiful balance. And again, getting of the scarcity idea, knowing that it's divinely timed. There's a reason why it's slow.
Yes. Those are also an opportunity for interesting relationships because I am working with new people. I miss the exposure to new people and realizing that now. I have my people and I love my people. I miss the exposure to new people. So this work brings me exposure to new people. And every project is a new project. And then doing that work and logging those hours and having the income from that will allow me more freedom to go out, quote unquote, in the real world for these other activities. and meet new people face to face and forge new connections and be fulfilled and nourished that way. So these two come hand in hand. They support each other.
That's exciting. Just any untruth that Lisa has been telling herself, just let that inner wise knowing help you.
For a long time, I held the belief that I didn't have the knowledge base or the experience to do more high-end projects. But just last week, I was given a project that I don't know that I ever would have attempted before, but I did it. And it was hard, and I had to learn a lot of stuff, but there were people I could call on for help. And when I finished it, I felt really good about it, and I actually found myself so excited and proud of myself that I had done it that I was brought to tears. So I am capable. I don't have limitations. And for a long time, I think I have felt like I can only work in a certain subset of the industry when in fact I can do anything if I'm just willing to try and learn something new.
What a powerful statement. I just absolutely love the ending to that session. The statement that Lisa left us with, I can do anything if I'm just willing to try and learn something new. I just feel like so many times we forget that. We forget that childlike process of trying with curiosity and excitement, and knowing that there's nothing that we cannot accomplish. All we need to do is just allow ourselves to have space to learn and trust. She brought forward so many beautiful pieces for us. And again, I'm so appreciative for her vulnerability and just courage to put it all out there and to connect to that inner wise knowing, to connect to her guidance as I walked her through these processes in her life that she's been navigating. I really hope that this reached you with perfect divine timing and brought some form of clarity or insight for your own lives. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for inviting me into your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Healing with Hila. If you'd like to hear more like that, join me on my Patreon page for exclusive content and my mini podcast, Midnight Thoughts. I'd love to hear more from you. Leave in the comments anything you would like for me to discuss in future episodes. Thank you so much for inviting me into your life. So much love your way.